Can I ask you something strange? She asked quickly before she could talk herself out of asking. He glanced to the side, raising his brows at the question, but nodding his agreement. Do you believe that we're it? Do you think there's more to the world than meets the eye, or that everything can be explained? Shane shrugged. I don't believe in little green men abducting and probing the unsuspecting victims, but I know there's a load of things that I just can't explain. She stopped, looking hard at him. Murphy, I'm not human. I can do things that are, I guess you could call them magical. I don't understand how it can be possible, but I believe it. I remember the cloak you used to veil my memories, she whispered, preparing for anything. He laid his hand on her shoulder. Let's get you some food and we can talk about this. He shook his head as she shot him a questioning look. We can talk about it in a little while, he murmured. A short time later, they walked into Quinlan's condo, carrying bags of food. Quinlan walked dazedly, her mind fogged by exhaustion and hunger. She stepped into her kitchen and sat immediately at a bar stool, her legs unable to hold her up any longer. I think I'm going to pass out, she groaned. Shane nodded. You deserve it, Quinlan. That was thick of you. Drink that, now, he said, handing her a bottle of coconut water. She smiled slightly, taking the bottle and drinking a bit. When did you turn into my mother? He grinned, leaning on the counter. I turned into your mother when you became stupid. So that was last night, when you got back from dropping Eli at the airport and started trying to shapeshift. Quinlan choked, coughing and thumping herself on the chest as she gaped at him. What do you know? Shane took the bottle and poured some cranberry juice into it before he handed it back. I know many things, my lass. I know that your shape will remain in human form until you have the proper question, and that you know this already and are trying to get me to tell you. Eat your food, now. Quinlan shot him a dirty look, but sighed, picking up the box that contained her food. I don't enjoy being bossed around, Murphy. If it wasn't such a good idea, and if I wasn't so hungry, I'd probably throw this at you, she said, her entire body easing as she took a bite of her food. He nodded, taking out his own box. I know. I took the chance since you're so worn out from your training for the wild hunt, he said with a grin, taking a bite of his own food. Is that a real thing? She asked, her mouth bulging. He rolled his eyes. It's as real as you are, Quinlan, and I'd say you've got a fighting chance of survival. Awesome, she said through her mouth full. When they had finished eating, Quinlan raised her brows as she took the containers to the garbage. Don't leave me in the dark like this. What do you know? It doesn't work in the way you think it does. I can't just tell you, answer any question you ask me. It's a riddle, a maze, and when you win, when you're through, the prize is knowledge. She sighed. I can do these things that make no sense. I can read people's minds, join myself with someone else's mind, link to them in a way that makes me even feel their pain. I think there's more that I can do as well, but like everything that I so desperately want answers to, it's like it's locked away from me. He nodded. It is. When you find the question, the answer will come. She rolled her eyes, giving him a rather withering stare. This isn't a game, Murphy. This is my life. Shane nodded again. It is, which is why it must be done in this way. If I just walked in and told you everything you wanted to know, you could never understand it. Or remember, this is the way it works. You find the answers yourself when you find the question. So why are you here? I'm your guide and your protector, as well as a friend, he murmured.